What?
I like the countdown, a little bit of a
Dude,
countdown
yeah.
there to roll it in.
That was nice,
Uh,
right?
yeah, we're back. We are back. It is the 5 on 5 podcast presented to you by directmusicservice.com.
Yes.
DMS is where we get all of our edits, a good amount at least. I would say, unless we're making them, unless we're doing some other stuff, I definitely grab a lot of stuff from them. The promo code is 5 on 5, FIVEON FIVE. That'll save you 30% off your first month subscription. Go get that. Go get that and check that out. Yeah, we got a lot to talk
Yeah.
about today. I'm one of your hosts, Phenom, coming to you live from sunny, tropical, not so tropical right now, Las Vegas.
Ooh, okay.
Down the street from me, literally down the street from me, my man Nick Lopez. Down up the street from him is our man Jupiter Williams, and coming to us.
Y'all live in the same neighborhood?
No.
No. he's in Portland. We're in Vegas. Nick and I are basically in the same neighborhood ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Around the way. And that voice you hear right there is coming to you live from Barbados. I have a big intro. I could give a big intro here.
Do the big intro.
A couple of bullet points. 2016 Red Bull Freestyle champion who entered as a wild card. He has a party called Hyped that I definitely want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And you know him from being a fantastic turntablist, fantastic DJ, fantastic producer, and a fantastic person. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for DJ Puffy. How was that? You got a lot of accolades.
Yeah.
Man. You're too good.
That was fine, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it. Same way.
Good. Off top, you are coming to us live from Barbados. How's things going out there?
Things are good. It is hot today. Like everybody's complaining, but I'm not mad at that. You know what I mean? We were just in Austin and we were outside and it was like 4 degrees Celsius. That now go work for me. So I'm glad to be back in Barbados in the heat. I don't care.
I love that. What was a couple of your highlights from South by Southwest?
Highlights from South by first night. Was it the first night? We saw JID.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big Dreamville fan, so it was dope to see him perform live. Other highlight, we went to this place. This has nothing to do with music, but we went to this place called it's a Chinese place that Jeff suggested, Wu Chow or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Banger.
Food was real good.
Really? I need to go check that out.
That was definitely a highlight.
He's talking about Jazzy Jeff, by the way. No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
My friend Jeff.
Yeah.
That's family right there. That's family.
That's gold everywhere. You say that name everywhere, they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Other highlight was obviously my performances. We had 2 cool sets. We had Sam More Chill at the Parlor Room with all the Scam Artist fam. Like everybody came through. It was mad cool. Everybody was meeting everybody. We did a little networking and we got to play some jams. And then that night, it was Wednesday night, I played Voodoo Room. It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
It was so dope. People had a blast. I feel like don't forget, this was my first South by experience, huh?
Sure.
Yeah.
So like the whole thing was a highlight for me, you know.
Yeah.
Thursday we went to like 6 or 7 spots, and apparently that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know? It felt like I was at Carnival. You know?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's kind of how you go if you go to a Caribbean carnival in particular. Like you go from joint to joint. So yeah. Thursday we went to like 6 spots, and then Friday was Bastards Barbecue, and then there was a Caribbean night at what's called Flamingo Cantina or something like that.
Yep. Flamingo Cantina. Yep.
Yeah. So is an Island Wave. They did a artist showcase with Caribbean artists. Jimmy October was there, Mortimer from Jamaica, and a couple other artists. Freetown Collective from Trinidad as well. So yeah, it was dope. And we closed it out with the house party at Jazzy Jeff's house. We did a stream. Myself, Scratch Bastard, Technician the DJ, Corey Towns, Ferno, and of course Jeff himself. So yeah, it was an incredible first South by.
So cool.
We did it right. We did it right.
That sounds sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. How tired were you leaving Texas? You had to just be like,
I swear it took everybody like 2 or 3 days to like catch themselves. I was talking to Scratch Bastard like the day after we were texting each other, and we were like, fam, like, I ain't know what this is. Like, this fatigue, this old age, a bit of both, like
all of it.
What's going on? Like, you know what I mean?
A vacation from the vacation almost. You know, you're in another city, you're like, I need to go somewhere else. No, I know.
Didn't even do like normally like my trainer, like I train on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the Tuesday after that I was just like, nah, I can't train today. Like, so yeah, I took a week off. Took a week off after South by for sure.
And so much music too. You know, your ears are just shot after hearing music day after day after day, hour after hour. You're like, I need to decompress, but you come home with so many ideas, and you're like, let me get in the studio, let me start working. You know, like anytime you go out there to something like that, you hear so much, and you're instantly inspired to go back.
Oh yeah,
create,
oh yeah.
You know?
Funny enough, I actually just sent off. I just sent the stems of a song that I just finished to get mixed and mastered. So that is the South by effect there. Like came back and then we finished it last week, and then I got the tune vocals back this morning, and I just threw it in the session and did a couple threw a couple plugins on it and sent it off. So the inspiration is real.
Ready to go. Yeah.
Got a whole song. Hopefully we could drop that next week.
That's great.
Yeah.
What does your production schedule look like? Do you designate time daily to get in the studio and work, or do you practice routines every day, or what's that look like?
I don't really have a set schedule. I kind of just go with wherever the vibe or the wind blows, you know? So like if I come home and I hear something and I'm inspired by it, I'll try to make something like it. If I see or I experience a dope DJ set from somebody, I'll come home and practice. Like, but I try not to let the wave pass, whatever that wave is. I try to act on it as soon as I can, you know. So I don't really have a schedule right now, and I find like creatively, once I'm able to act on the waves, like things just come out. I think when you try to schedule it like too much, it becomes a bit robotic.
For sure.
So yeah, I don't necessarily have a schedule, but I try to put in some kind of work every day, you know. You put in something, you know. It doesn't matter how or when or what it is you do, but put in something, because you reap what you sow, right?
Absolutely. And I wanted to bring up too, it's tough to turn your brain off when you go to something like South by. You can't just hear songs as a pedestrian, right? You know, as you're coming out and just enjoying the music, you're like, man, this has made me think about this, and then I could go into this, and this is 96 BPM, and also at 90, you know, like you're working like a mathematician when you hear these DJ sets. And if somebody train wrecks or something like that in public now, as a DJ, you can't not hear it.
Right.
Which is such a gift and a curse. I know we talked about this before on the podcast. Once you start DJing, you can never hear music not as a DJ ever again.
That I find that's really interesting, man, because like I've been out with DJs, and like realistically, like I tell people all the time, we're all human, you know. So like you're gonna go out, somebody is gonna make a mistake. Like I make mistakes too. You know, so like it's not all the time where you hear somebody make a mistake that you go kind of skin up your face and be like, oh yeah, well, you know, you've made mistakes at gigs too.
I love hearing mistakes.
Relax, like chill. You're not God, bro.
Yeah.
So, you know, I kind of try to remind DJs of that and be like, yo, well, at least we know like he's human, but it's not what mistake you made, but it's how you recover from it.
The
you know
recovery,
what I mean? Like, and I think that's what makes me like respect DJs a lot more. Like, I'm not listening for the mistakes, but if a mistake does happen, I'm like, all right, yo, let's see what the recovery is. Let's see how he can catch it. You know, like,
because that's really That's really how you tell like who's a pro and who isn't. Because the mistake is bound to happen. You're going
Yeah,
to fuck up in
yeah,
some way or another. And the recovery is really where you see the experience.
yeah,
How
man.
quick,
Yeah,
like, what did you do to get out of that? How did you
yeah,
fix it? Did you fix it? Did you just exit
yeah,
stage left like whatever you
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
yeah. And
Mhm.
if you didn't, hopefully you learn from the mistake and you're able to tweak it and become better at your next gig. You know what I mean? But
Definitely.
I'm
It's
not the type
almost
of guy.
relieving when you see somebody really good make a mistake. Because
Yeah,
you're
Totally.
like, oh, all right, cool. Like we're
They're
human.
just like us. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Bleeds like I bleed.
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm not the type of guy to skin up my face when somebody makes a mistake at
Yeah.
all, man. I'm just kind of like, all right, yo, like, come back. Like I'm cheering
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think as all DJs, we're kind of on that end of, those moments when a mistake happens or the technology fails, you have an equipment issue or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a gut punch. You feel that in your soul because you're like, man, this guy's Serato just froze on him or something like that, or his USB just fucked up or something like that. And you're like, I know that feeling, and you're only as good as your technology, and you're a passenger in that
Yeah.
regard. And
Mhm.
it's there's that humility between everyone, I think. But when you see it on the big stages, like I think Zed said he had a USB issue. Neek, you were talking in that thread the other day.
Oh yeah. Well, his I guess his USB, and this is so weird because this just happened downtown Las Vegas the other night where a friend of ours was playing
Mm.
and their USB went corrupt. Like the whole drive, not just a song, but the whole thing went corrupt. So now you got to reformat, reload everything onto
Okay.
it. And this happened to Zed during his set. And I guess he was airdropping somebody else files so they can put it on their USB during his set. And this happened at Ultra, I think it was.
Yeah, as like a headliner, right?
Yeah, like I mean, Zed's not opening for anyone. You know what I mean? Like it was.
That's
Oh,
a
this just
nightmare.
happened like this last
This is
weekend.
happening
This
yeah, this
weekend.
just happened.
Oh wow.
So even guys like Zed, like you're at the mercy of technology. You know, like
Yeah.
We should also mention everybody is up in arms for no apparent reason about Zed bringing out Ice Spice during his set,
right.
which I
Yeah.
think is so stupid.
Are they mad? Like people mad about it?
People are mad about it. Like, well,
Why?
there's
David
a
Guetta
there's
brought
a
out
there's
Coil Ray,
a
like
there's a straight up line in the sand right now, I think. So the rave community or whatever the fuck you call them are very upset that he brought out Ice Spice because Ice Spice is not a dance music artist, but she sampled the Zed song in her recent song.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, Zed is like, I'll bring out Ice Spice, and people are mad about that.
so are they mad for Coil Ray too? Are they mad at
If
Guetta?
she came out during Ultra, probably they'd probably be
Yeah,
upset about that.
Guetta brought out Coil Ray.
Oh yeah, so they're probably mad about that too.
Okay, so what happened when Jack Q brought out Lil Jon years ago?
You know,
Right,
like
were they mad
right.
about that?
right.
Like
I
Right.
think, and this is what I was talking about on Twitter in regards to that is, I think it's just racism. I think
You
it's
think?
I think it's just
You
racism.
think?
I don't think it has anything to do with the fact
we get the
that
thought out of it. And
yeah,
just say what it
it's just
is?
racism.
Thank
It's
you.
closeted racism. I think
Bro.
at the end of the day, it just comes down to, and maybe not like in a I hate black people sort of way, get black people off the stage. It's just like inherently that's different than what we're used to, which is
Mhm.
a white person playing songs.
Right.
Right.
And
I don't
you
know,
bring
man, like,
out something completely different. And I
dance
hate
music
that.
artists and DJs and producers, they sample hip hop artists all the time. So it's
All
just
the
like
time.
y'all
Like
wild.
the whole tech house trope is to sample R&B and hip hop songs.
Yeah,
and
Right.
turn them
do
into
it
house.
to it with Cherish,
Yeah.
biggest song of last year or the year before. These people are saying, "Oh, I paid to go see EDM, not hip hop." It's like it was a minute and 30 seconds
And
of your night.
And this is the same people that Greg Wilson is talking about too.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
the
We
same
talked about
exact
last week
people.
where
So,
they're trying to do the whole erasure thing.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. It's the same people that don't want to talk about the roots of house music. They don't, you know, or they have some sort of bizarro vision that, you know, Tiesto started dance music and then
Right.
they just go from there.
Right.
You know, it's like, let the artist be the artist. You literally are there as a fan of the artist. You're in the
Yeah.
crowd as a fan of Zed. Let him drive the car. We
Right.
don't need, you know, 50,000 steering wheels on this car.
Mhm.
You know,
Isn't that, yeah, that's so funny because like that community totes about like respecting the DJ and not making requests and things like that. And essentially that's what they're doing.
That's exactly what they're doing.
right.
They're giving the move along sign to Zed.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
that's terrible.
it's yeah, something's got to change regarding that, because we can't keep going on with, you know, artists trying to do their thing, present their vision, paint with their paintbrush, and then the crowd, you know, just gets on Twitter and just gripes about under 2 minutes of something.
If it isn't
Right.
racism, if it's not racism, at the very least, it's intolerance.
It's entitlement too.
Mhm.
It's this crazy entitlement of people being like, I paid for this. You need to play Clarity right now. And it's like,
That's so funny. That's so
Dude.
funny.
like
And none of this Ice Spice version of
Yeah.
I need to know
Clarity.
every song.
Not
that
the
you're-
song that samples Clarity.
And they're in protest saying wanting clarity. That is so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
So did Zed respond to this?
I haven't
Good
seen
question.
it. I haven't looked that deep into it. I only saw
I'm not
where
sure.
the Twitter account, I forgot what it was called. It's probably best that I don't shout them out anyways, but
Yeah,
some sort of rave culture Twitter. Like Zed said, Zed brought out Ice Spice during his performance. We're just as confused as you are. And then all the responses.
Oh, so they didn't know that they didn't know the sample then, huh?
I think they
No.
knew the spot. They knew the sample, but they really just didn't expect him to bring out Ice Spice
Mm.
Huh.
because these people probably don't listen to Ice Spice. Most of them,
Right.
like generally speaking.
listen
I'm
to
sure there's
Coil
plenty
Ray?
of people out there who are open minded and like multiple.
I'm sure they
genres of
listen to
music.
Coil Ray. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they
I
probably
mean,
don't either.
yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. It seems just speaking generally, it seems like this fan base is very close minded.
Yeah.
They only listen to one genre while also toting peace, love, unity, and respect while having no diversity in their taste in music. So
It's not an open format crowd. We
Not
found that
even
out.
remotely.
Like
Yeah.
it's not a crowd where you can go and be yourself and do your thing. And
But at the same time, though,
That's so
Drake got booed
interesting
off
to
the
me.
stage.
exactly.
Whoa, that's so interesting to me because one of the greatest or one of the greatest and best ultra sets of all time, in my opinion, was that year that Diplo and Skrillex did the Jack Q set on Imagine.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite
Yes.
sets. The energy, how it built, how like diverse it was.
Yeah.
There was just everything in it. Surprise acts. Lil Jon came out. Everybody, and the vibe was crazy. It wasn't just one thing. Like it wasn't just do
yeah.
at 1 BPM for an hour. Like it was one of the most engaging and interactive sets I've ever seen at Ultra. And I've been to Ultra myself
Mhm.
physically.
Yeah.
So if you don't like it, like if you don't like Ice Spice coming out for a minute and a half, and then you're gonna turn around and listen to that set and be like, yeah, that set was dope. That's a
Right.
little.
You're
That's
You're
a
just
little
jocking
hypocritical to
Diplo. That's
me.
all that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just jocking Diplo. That's just like if you're gonna turn around and be like, "Oh, the Jack U set was so good,"
Jackie set was amazing.
and then you're like, "Oh my God, Zed brought out like, get off it."
Nah,
Yeah.
run road with that, fam.
There's also you know, it should be mentioned too, there's also a good amount of hatred towards women in dance music.
I didn't
You
bring
know?
up the sexism. Yeah, there's also
Yeah, there's-
Really?
There's a lot of sexism, you know, that happens, and you see it a lot in YouTube videos and stuff like that. If a female artist puts a production video up or a DJ set or something like that,
You know what?
there's always
You are
some
absolutely right.
yeah, there's some sort of, some hater in the comments that's being like, who produced this for you, or or stuff like that. And that's prevalent in dance music too. That's the ugly side of things as well.
Yeah.
It's 100% true.
I don't even think it's just dance music, man. It's probably all music, to be honest. Like,
For sure.
Probably is. I think just dance music just has the platform that for some reason, I mean, I think you're right, actually. It's everywhere. Because I was gonna say they have the platform where the fan base is a little bit more involved and outspoken and communicates more. But I mean, open format DJs put out content and get feedback from followers and things like that too. So it's I just don't think open format DJing has a platform like festival DJing where like we don't turn on YouTube and watch DJ Jazzy Jeff at EDC or whatever. Like I don't know what the equivalent of that is, like Bastards Barbecue, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like if we are fans of DJ X in the dance community, we can watch their festival sets on YouTube or whatever.
It's just one way. Yeah.
It's just kind of one way. Like we don't in open format DJing, we don't really do that. Like we have Twitch and like Instagram, it's kind of a smaller scale. And it's to the audience, mostly other DJs.
Right.
Where casuals who aren't DJs are making opinions on these DJs.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think the butt kind of stops at Jack U, like Puffy mentioned.
Yeah.
Where that's about as accessible as open format can get for them, because it's still original production. It still has those elements of EDM, blah, blah, blah. As compared to seeing, like a Bastards Barbecue or something like that. It's tough to convince that EDM crowd to come over to that side of DJing. Right? Yeah. Is that what you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I just, from what I can tell, and like we've all been to raves and we've all been to festivals, and I'm sure we all have friends who are like really into that music and are pros at subgenring music. They're just really snobby, and I think that's really what it comes down to is like there's this whole notion of like mixing genres that is like, I don't know, it just sounds so intolerant and comes across as so it gives like musical Jim Crow vibes. Like no crossbreeding, no fucking none of that. If we see any of it, you're fucking in the wrong neighborhood. It just I don't like the feeling of it.
Even the techno crowd just wants techno.
That's what I mean. Like all of it, they're just How dare Zed deviate from a Zed set? How dare Zed bring out Ice Spice, who sampled a Zed song? How fucking dare
You're bringing up a good point though, because Tiesto played some drum and bass.
And people, anybody else does it. We're like,
it was one song.
One song, yeah.
Anybody else does it, we're like, oh fuck, fuck
yeah.
that. That's fucking poser shit.
Yeah.
And then fucking Tiesto does it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, Tiesto played a drum and bass song. David Guetta did it as well. He played, I think it was one drum and bass song, and then he did a transition though.
But we're not mad. We're only mad when the black girl comes on stage.
Only mad about that.
We're only mad, and I think that also has something to do. And I don't want to go on a tangent here about Ice Spice for an hour and a half with you, Puffy, but I also think there's something specifically that bothers people, mainly men, about these female rappers who degrade men or talk shit about men, who sexualize men. I think that plays into the sexism. I think we're all of a sudden we're all fucking moral heroes, and this is what we don't want our daughters to listen to and be influenced by.
But you could talk. But you could.
But I could say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're making a lot of sense right there. Yeah.
God forbid this fucking artist who calls men munches is upstage like degrading women.
Right.
Yeah.
And God forbid if he brought out Glorilla, because she's a little bit darker.
She's a little bit darker with her shit. If
Glorilla
sampled the Zed song, I don't think she would have got up there. I don't think she
man, I don't know, man. I don't know.
But who's to say? And honestly, like tomato, but I think more than anything, that's what's bothering people. Like, oh, it's Ice Spice, it's ghetto or whatever.
I
Yeah.
think gatekeeping Zed is the funniest thing ever.
That's so
Like,
funny.
Gatekeeping.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, like not our precious Zed. How could you?
Right.
Gatekeeping Zed, like one of the biggest artists on the fucking planet.
Yeah. Our
But-
little secret.
But
What's
like
that?
on the flip side, what does that say about the value of hip hop as a culture? Like, if an artist like Zed has to or finds it appropriate to, you know, dip his hand in that kind of culture, and this has been happening for years. Like, what
Yeah.
does that say about the value of hip hop culture?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
So,
literally the most marketable music genre of all time.
Well,
can't-
we're
we
literally the
can't
most
fight it.
marketable people of all time.
That too.
Let's just go
But
there.
we might need a whole new podcast for this topic.
Yeah, this is the Dr. Umar podcast.
It is with special guest Phenom.
Special guest Phenom. Special guest ally Phenom.
Puffy, what'd you think of the new Skrillex album? Albums.
I haven't listened to it through and through,
Mm.
but the songs that I've heard, I love it, man. My Joe T is actually out there chilling with him right now.
Oh, that's
Oh,
what's up.
shit.
In Brazil right now. I've been watching her stories on Insta. But yeah, I like the sound, man. You know, Skrillex has always been somebody to take the culture and turn and twist it. And
Mhm.
funny enough, people have been welcoming whatever it is he cooks up with open arms. So it's really dope to have somebody like that changing or making changes in the game. And I'm cool with it, man. I'll probably go and listen after this podcast, try to take in some vibes. But
Isn't
yeah,
it interesting to watch that path that he was on, where when he started, so many people wanted to hate on him,
Mhm.
and they're like, Skrillex, you're ruining music, blah 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 blah.
Oh,
And
you
then
listen to Skrillex?
Yeah. That emo guy, like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, even huge, massive DJs, and then the tide starts to change a little bit, and people become, you know, more welcoming to Skrillex, and then the Jack U project happens, and a couple radio singles break and stuff like that. And now people that are coming to the party are like, yo, this shit's dope. And it's like, go back, go listen to the old shit again.
Wait.
with
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I am interrupting you. Did anybody have a problem with Rick Ross
Really?
on that Skrillex track?
With what? Rick
Purple
Ross?
Lamborghini?
Yeah.
No, I don't think
No.
I think that was
I love Rick Ross. No, but Rick Ross could do no wrong in my book. So
Say.
as the years go on, I love Rick Ross
Same
more and
flow
more.
god. Same flow god.
As the years go on, I love Rick Ross more and more as a person, even. Like, he's so funny. I don't think anybody was necessarily mad at the Skrillex song as much as I think people just didn't like. Some people just didn't like it.
Okay,
it
that's
went
fair.
off. I think it went off in the club. We were playing it.
It
a
went
lot.
it went off in a lot of open format rooms,
Yeah,
and they would
yeah.
play it in big rooms, but it wasn't like as long. Like, they wouldn't play it as much. I personally didn't like the song, and I could see the reception, like here in Vegas, in different settings.
Was it the Jared Leto cameo in the video?
I
that
think
did it
just
for you?
everything.
It's a movie track.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a soundtrack song.
yeah,
Mhm.
Like,
yeah.
So, and
We should talk about Wild for the Night. Wild for the Night's the one we should talk
But
about.
Wild for the
Okay,
Night was
let's
the
talk
one that
about that one.
worked. That one worked way more than the Rick Ross one.
Oh, right.
Purple Lamborghini.
I remember
Right.
I remember a backlash for that song. That
Really?
Okay,
Skrillex-
for-
Didn't that come out first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that one got like, whoa, what the fuck was it's very rappy, but like it worked. People liked it.
Yeah.
We were
Because
playing
Rocky was
Wild for
huge
the
then
Night
too.
And Purple Lamborghini on the radio here in Barbados.
And it was going off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not to say when I say it wasn't working in big room, like it was definitely massive. They were both massive hits, but
Mhm.
I don't think the reception from the big room crowd was as well received as the ASAP Rocky song. And I think that's just because ASAP Rocky was just massive at the time.
Mm.
Fair enough.
Puffy, you mentioned something in one of your interviews that it's one of the toughest things to get a Barbados crowd moving on the
Oh
dance
yes,
floor,
hands down.
more so than other places.
Anywhere in the world.
Are
Mm.
they receptive to open format twists and turns? Like if you bounce out of genre, could you get away with playing like Seven Nation Army and stuff like that, or would it clear the dance floor?
It depends on what type of party you're playing at.
Mm.
Barbados, we're very diverse and we listen to a lot of music. And different parties are for different things. There are different parties that are more dancehall heavy. There are different parties that are more soca heavy. If you go to a club on the West Coast, you will hear a mixture of everything. So it kind of depends on where you're at, what type of party, the promoter that's throwing the event, what season it is. Because during our carnival season, obviously it's more soca based. Outside of the carnival season is a little bit more rounded, but Barbadians listen to everything. Bajans listen to everything. So not only does it depend on the space that you're in, but it's not what you do, but it's how you do it.
Sure.
Is there
What-
a lot of dance hall and soca in the clubs out there, like regularly?
Yeah, man, for sure.
That's so
For
cool.
sure. For sure.
I wish
Yeah.
there's more of that like out here because
Mhm.
you'd have to go to a party specifically for
Specifically for that.
Yeah.
you
It's
just hit the club out there and you're gonna hear it at any spot is like a wild concept to me. Which obviously makes sense, location, but you know,
what
So
about Bad
there's-
Bunny? Is there a Bad Bunny crossover?
reggaeton.
If you play it, maybe people may or may not.
Not really
There's
fucking
no
with
one
it out
holding
there,
That's
their
bro.
phone up.
interesting.
Yeah,
That's interesting to hear.
Reggaeton
It's
is
something in-
as a genre though, not just Bad Bunny
Regga-
specifically, but
It,
reggaeton.
it would work in like a club room
Mm-hmm.
at a specific event here in Barbados. Like
Mhm.
it would probably work at my party. Like you could play a Bad Bunny at my party and people be like, yeah. If you play at a regular like fete, they'll be like, yo, what's this? My playing this Spanish music. We don't understand this.
I was just gonna say, what is the general reception in the Caribbean for reggaeton?
Right.
It depends on which country you're in.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on like what kind of country.
Would you say mostly they're just play dancehall?
Nah, Caribbean people are very diverse. They listen to a lot of things.
Cool.
So it wouldn't be just again, it's the type of event,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of promoter, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and how you play it and when you play it.
Yeah. Like for instance, Belize is kind of associated with the Caribbean in a sense. Like you could do a full Bad Bunny set in Belize,
Uh-huh.
Right.
and it goes off.
Mm-hmm.
You know? You can't play more than 2 Bad Bunny songs in Barbados and people not look at you like, all right, fam, like get back. to
Okay.
singing."
All right.
Which is good though, because no one's holding their phone up to their head with a song request.
Nah,
So-
but they can look at you like this.
In my opinion, that's worse.
Way
Yeah,
worse.
it is
Oh,
way
yeah,
worse.
yeah. Imagine
Yeah.
everybody just being like,
Imagine the room, arms crossed, like, what the fuck are you doing up there?
yep, that is very Barbados, fam.
Yo.
I mean, when parties are lit here, you know, like
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get it
Yes.
right, it's great.
exactly. I'm not saying that the parties aren't good because they're very good. We have incredible parties, some of the
Yeah.
best parties, you know, in the Caribbean. But you know, you gotta bring your A game. I tell people that all the time. You gotta bring your A game.
No,
love
what's
that.
the music like for the tourists? Like, where are the tourists gonna go?
Are they going to Hyped?
Yeah.
They're definitely going to Heights.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Heights is that party. And I've had this conversation on another podcast. Heights is that party because it's during the climax of our carnival season, right?
Okay.
But it is the only event that week during that climax that plays everything. You know, so most if not all the parties during the climax of the carnival season, it is solely soca based, solely
Mhm.
based on the culture and the culture of carnival, you know.
Mhm.
My party is more on the musical experience and who I am as an artist and a DJ and me providing a platform for other DJs to kind of free up during that week and do their thing, you know. Obviously it is one of the peak times for tourism in the country, and you know, I kind of just wanted to be or wanted to create a product that allowed us to showcase like how diverse we are as artists and DJs as well. You know what I mean? I didn't go to Red Bull playing one genre and people didn't discover me from three style as the guy that played only soca. You know what I mean? So I wanted to kind of take my experiences and how I'm able to perform as an artist and a DJ overseas and bring it back to Barbados and show people, well, yo, this is how dope this is, you know, and
Mhm.
giving the DJs here a platform to showcase their dopeness and not be boxed into just soca. So yeah, a lot of visitors to the island, they come to the party and they're like, oh my god, this is incredible. I didn't think that I would have been able to hear Travis Scott and Marshall Montano in the same night, like, you know. So it's one of them ones.
Do you think the party was built out of necessity based upon you weren't hearing that in other places and you weren't seeing other DJs work as much in collaboration with other DJs?
I think that is definitely a fair thing to say. I really also wanted to create a space that was catered to kind of a more rounded audience, you know. So it's not only catered to that audience with the type of music that's played, but it's catered to that audience in terms of the price point.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And that week is the like early bird tickets for Heights are $10. $10. There's no event that week during the climax of the biggest season that the country has, or the biggest festival that you could get for $10. You know what I mean? Like, so I just really wanted to create something really accessible, something that my siblings could go to, but my friends could also go to, and my parents could go to. You know, and we kind of created structures and pockets in the party itself to bring everybody together, and that's also what it is. So yeah, we play everything, and the price point also facilitates and allows everybody to attend. So
Right.
yeah,
I love
it's an
that.
everybody party.
Party
That's
for the
what's up.
people. I love
Yeah.
that. No,
Yeah.
I love that. Well, we should get into the game. What we do every week, we compare two artists head to head, their top 5 songs that are most popular on Spotify. You're going to pick a this or a that. We're going to go 5 rounds.
Oh, damn.
Today's pick is from Neek. Neek, what do you got for us?
Well, I leaned heavily into my ignorance today, and I went with 2 dance hall artists.
Hit me.
And today we have 2 classics. We have Sean Paul versus Beenie Man.
Oh, yeah. Let's get into it. Round 1.
Spotify has done both of these artists
Dirty.
dirty,
Oh no.
in my opinion. I just don't feel like songs that I would have in their top 5 are in either of their top 5s. And round 1, we have Sean Paul with No Lie and Beenie Man with Flow Natural. No Lie is featuring Dua Lipa. Sorry.
Right.
Thanks
I had
for
to look. I was like,
clarifying.
I had to look this up.
Yeah.
Flow
Let me open
natural.
my Spotify here, see what's going on.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if
I'm
you're
on
gonna,
number
if
crunch.
you're allowed to take notes, obviously you're allowed to listen to the song. If you gotta check it, just mute your mic.
Because I don't know flow natural.
Already off to a weird start with Sean
What is
Paul
Flow
here.
Natural, B?
Yeah, I was like, what on earth? Like it got me. Flow
it's
Natural is a Tito El Bambino
Yeah,
song,
it's probably a collaboration.
and he's a feature.
Yes, makes sense.
So that's where Spotify messes me up. Is it's like you get their most recent feature, and it ends up
But I mean, this is his most played song on the platform.
yeah. And so if sometimes with the artist you won't get like it won't be the game of numbers, it'll be the most plays recently.
Mm-hmm.
So like their newest song will end up top because that's currently they're listening to the most.
Mm.
In the
This is
case
a
of Sean Paul,
bizarre
the numbers
list.
are right, but
Yeah, you gotta go Sean Paul on this one.
I'm going Sean Paul.
Even if you didn't know the song, go on the strength of the feature.
SP definitely.
Yeah.
all right.
A little sweep there.
Round two. Karmika from Sean Paul versus Beenie Man That Way remix.
That Way remix, man.
Yeah. I'm going to go Beanie Man on that.
Mika? I don't even know.
Karmika is a Karol G song.
Karol G. Okay, yeah. Okay. Beanies. What's the other?
And then the other one from Beenie Man is That Way remix.
That Way with Abracadabra.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was this Road G? Yeah, that's probably a mod tune anyway.
Yeah, it is.
It's tough. That's tough.
Hey, this is when it gets better
There we
though.
go.
This is when things get good.
It started off very weird.
It's true.
This
Yeah,
now we're
that's
fine.
That's a shaky beginning there, brother.
Yeah.
A little shaky of a start there. Round three, we have Sean Paul Temperature versus Girls Dem Sugar.
Oh man,
That's tough.
Bangers.
That's tough. I don't think that's easy.
That's not easy.
That's easy.
2 songs for the club.
Oh man.
For the club. You could play those at midnight tonight.
Yeah, you can play these songs together too.
And just
easily.
blow the lid off. Yeah.
It's also oh no, but this is sorry. This is the Maya version,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let me see. Actually,
this is with Maya.
Yeah, it's the Maya
Yeah,
version.
This is Maya. I gotta get temperature, man.
Temperature. Okay.
Temperature.
Yeah.
Trav, you
I'll
going
go-
temperature?
I'll go with-
Girls Dim Sugar, man. It just got sampled by Don Toliver and his girl, Kali Uchis.
Kali Uchis.
Yeah,
I know
and that song is a banger too. I gotta go just because of that. Just because of the Don Toliver.
You're going that way.
because he sampled.
remake. Yeah, that remake is fire.
Shout out to Don.
Yeah,
Temperature.
Temperature is
If
such a
it
classic though.
was, if it was the original Who Am I, it would have been different. But temperature
Yeah, Who
had
Am
a
I
huge
is-
impact on the culture. Like that whole applause rhythm was massive, especially when I was a teenager. So
I'm going temperature. I
Yeah,
probably
Temperature.
owe this song some money. I've played this song so
Yeah.
many times.
I
It's
now have to
bailed
pay
me
for
out because you're at 128 and maybe you're playing EDM or maybe you're playing some house or whatever. You can throw temperature underneath and
And you
go a
won't go
completely different
somewhere.
direction. Yep.
Yeah.
Temperature.
Temperature's a
is
really
that-
good pivot.
It's that lifeboat. It's right there. More songs should be at that speed. More non-EDM songs, more should be at that speed to still keep the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
dance hall is in a completely different space right now. So
Mm.
you might need to wait another 5 years for that.
Man.
Unless somebody like Sean Paul decides to make another record,
Right.
He should. Sean Paul. See, these nostalgia artists, these legacy acts that are already put in the work in the early 2000s are bigger now than ever.
Usher. That's why I texted you guys about Usher.
Like Ghost Town DJ should go on tour right now and just perform My Boo and get your 20,000 a night and keep it moving.
That's funny.
I'm rolling.
Like it's there, People just want nostalgia. Mark Morrison could go out and do Return of the Mac and make 20 racks, and then move right along.
Legacy acts.
That's it.
Yeah, he probably got that 20 racks from Justin Bieber though.
I think he just did like a commercial with "This Is How We Do It." I can't remember.
Oh, Montel.
Oh, that was Montel.
No,
That's
Montel.
not Mark Morrison. I got my guys mixed up.
Montel is like 6'7", right?
6'6".
6'6",
Yeah.
yeah. Montel's crazy tall.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I remember we did that day where we were looking up famous people's heights, like old rappers.
I think Montel Jordan ended up on that list, though.
I think you're right. I think he was.
I'm pretty sure he ended up on that list.
Yeah, because that is kind of random to know.
And that's kind of wild now. Somebody 6'7" behind you out of nowhere just goes, "This is how we do it."
Just singing, just singing,
towering over you. You're like, shit. This is how we do it, Montel.
This is how we do it.
Round 4. What we got?
Round 4, we have Sean Paul with.
Yeah, serious.
Round 4 is
Yeah,
Get Busy versus Dude.
Yeah.
This is neck and neck, right?
This is neck and neck. Get busy for me.
Get busy.
Yeah.
Dude is still massive. Dude is still massive.
Yeah.
It's a beanie. Yeah, that's
Get busy with that one, man.
Get busy.
That was a big lineup. That was a big matchup.
Yeah.
Get busy, so good. And then it goes back to bullshit.
And then it goes back to bullshit. Sean Paul with Go Down There versus Beenie Man. Who am I?
Oh, well, that's easy though.
That's
easy.
Let me chip in on this, right?
Yeah.
Let me chip in on this. Go Down There is actually a massive collaboration, right? Sean Paul,
Shaggy, Spice. Yeah.
And Shaggy, exactly. Massive collaboration. 3 incredible dancehall artists who have had or still has they still have an incredible impact on the genre and front runners. You know, when these people step out, people go crazy. You know.
But did it land? Did this song land? Did this song land?
I believe so.
Well, did it land in Barbados?
It plays in the juggling.
It does. Okay.
Plays in the juggling. But in terms of the impact that a record has on a culture, and you who am I is definitely one of them songs.
Of course.
That I open up my sets with still to this day.
Yeah.
So we're not knocking Go Down There as a massive record, but
it's not a classic.
If anybody opposes to my opinion, I can wrestle with you.
Yeah.
I don't on the ground for 5 minutes because
I'm surprised over "I'm Still in Love with You" over "Baby Boy."
That's what I was going to say too, man.
Beyonce,
there's no Baby Boy on
Spotify.
There. Yeah,
like
over "Give It Up to Me."
Cheap Thrills didn't end up on there either.
Over Sia and "Cheap Thrills." Over "Like Glue."
Like Glue. That is wild.
Sean Paul is like my dancehall Michael Jackson, man, for real.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
You know what song I've been playing at my throwback gigs? Top Shotta with DMX and Sean Paul.
I do like that song.
That's heat.
Puffy, where does Rihanna lie in your list?
Yeah, Here Comes the Boom.
Here comes the boom.
Yeah, Here Comes the Boom. Pardon?
Where does Rihanna land in your list? Sean Paul is your Michael Jackson. Where's Rihanna?
Rihanna's up there too, man. Rihanna's undeniably. You can't stop that girl.
I want to get into a lightning round here. This is good. This is for you, Puffy. It's a this or that. You pick one artist, the artist you're going to keep. The other is deleted out of all music, out of all existence, out of everywhere. You can never hear it again. Starting with DJ Snake or Diplo.
I can't answer that, man.
Okay, Neat.
You have to answer because if you don't answer, they're both gone. We get neither. I think you're muted.
first one, the tough one. It gets tougher.
Yeah, it gets way tougher than this, man.
These guys are my guys, man. These are my guys, bro. Nah. Next question, man.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
All right, they're gone.
All right. Trina or Meg Thee
Sorry,
Stallion?
fellas. Both of y'all gotta go.
They both gotta go. Trina or Meg Thee Stallion?
Trina or Meg Thee Stallion? Give me Meg, man. Meg.
Okay. Faith Evans or Mary J. Blige?
Give me Mary.
Okay. Let's go Shabba Ranks or Supercat?
Is another hard one. I opened for Supercat once. You know.
That's sick.
How was that?
It was a mad scene.
I bet.
Shabba had a huge impact on dancehall, so did Super. Shabba was probably could have been a little bit more mainstream. This is just me thinking out loud. Can I phone a friend? Like,
You can call Supercat.
Call Supercat, see what he says.
Yeah, that's funny. And the impact of what it would have on your DJ sets too. You got to consider that.
yeah, you're right. I think I play more Supercat now than Shabba. So
That's cool.
Shabba did have a huge impact on my childhood though, and but in terms of crates now and me DJing now, I think right now currently today, I probably play more. So I played Supercat the other day. I didn't play any Shabba. So
Okay.
give me Supercat.
Okay. Doors or Nirvana?
Nirvana all day.
Okay. ASAP or Tyler?
ASAP because he did him Robin.
Okay. The Dream or Neo?
The Dream.
Okay. Let's go Ray Shremmerd or T.I.?
What kind of matchup that is?
For the club.
The club? Ray
I said-
Shremmerd or T.I.? Give me T.I., man.
Okay. Calvin Harris or Soldier Boy?
Come on, my G. That's a very interesting one, though.
Right?
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 We all laughed at it. We gave the same reaction. What kind of fucking matchup is that? Then we
Yeah.
went
Yeah,
through the
but
songs. We're like
Yeah.
I'll tell you why off podcast. I can't tell you on podcast.
Okay.
But I'll keep Calvin Harris.
Okay.
Although Soulja Boy got them 2 records that but I'll
Mhm.
keep Calvin Harris in my crates.
Mm,
I could dash away 2 records. I can't dash away 12.
fair. Steely Dan or Gangstar?
Give me Gangstar.
Okay. Roots or NERD?
NERD.
Okay. For Your Namesake, Diddy or Rick Ross? I feel like that's tough for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other people will be like, as in like all the songs that Diddy produced and everything, like
Nico?
these producer ones are difficult. So we're just gonna say all the songs that Diddy's voice was on.
that Diddy's voice was on.
Ooh, that's a tough
Mm,
one though.
mm.
Because are we gonna get rid of like only
Yup.
one? Only you, I mean?
Only you.
Hypnotized.
Any
Yeah.
any
that,
song
take
that
that.
Diddy had a verse in.
Okay.
Okay.
Because he ad libs on everything.
Yeah,
so we're just gonna
exactly.
say anything
Any
that
song
he had a
that-
verse
man.
in.
Give me Ross, man. Sorry, Diddy, man.
Okay.
Give me Ross.
There can only be one Puffy.
Puffy said Ross. I like that. I
So
like
here's
that.
the upside of that. Now you're the only Puffy.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
It's you now.
Yeah.
Big up. Yeah,
That was a business decision.
Yeah, you understand? I'll do these things sometimes, man.
They're like, we named him after Puff Daddy, and you're like, I don't know who you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Clips or Mob Deep?
Clips.
Weekend or Party Next Door?
No, in like actual records or written.
Records.
Records.
Bill Party wrote a lot of songs.
Yes. So these are just, we're gonna do the Puffy rule. Him singing, him performing the songs.
Right.
Weekend.
Missy
Have you
or
ran
Busta?
into Party Next Door down there?
Huh?
Have you ran to Party Next Door down there?
If we played it?
No, have you ran into him? Have you bumped into him in Barbados?
No, is he here?
I figured that he'd be there. I figured that Rihanna had him locked away in the studio for like years.
Well, no.
Nah, okay. Damn. Put away all my speculations.
That's a conspiracy theory you've held the entire
span of our podcast.
You thought you were gonna get a confirmation right now?
I really
that
thought
he's
I
actually
was.
in Barbados.
So nonchalant about it.
He
One of the
could've
biggest
still been-
conspiracy theories of the show.
You ran into Party Next Door at maybe your
He
local
still could have
grocery
been locked
store.
away, man, and like not knocked on outside. But I'm still gonna stay with that.
Fair. Missy or Busta?
Oh,
I think
muted.
you're muted.
Delete their songs from
There he
my
is.
crates.
There it is.
I had to delete all Missy or delete all Busta.
You think you gotta bring the mic closer? We're missing your audio. There you go.
Sorry. I didn't want people to hear.
Deep
my-
in thought.
Yeah.
Didn't want people to hear that. Puffy was like,
Yeah.
And that's my choice.
yeah. Next question.
I think today I might go keep Busta. Tomorrow it might be another thing. I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't I don't have crates or anything. So like it just like depends on where I'm going and what I feel like typing at the time.
That's dope. That's the way to go.
I tried. I do have. Let me rephrase that. I do have crates, but a lot, like 90% of the time, I don't play out of them.
Right.
Do you play in your all list?
Command F.
Oh, wow. Just search.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Shooting from the waist.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Like,
I love that.
If you look at a lot of my sets, I'm like this, and then I'm like this. Like my DJing is like a true representation of my ADHD. Like that's exactly.
that was like a time lapse of him DJing right there.
Octopus vibes for real.
Yeah. That's dope. And it's wild because by you is so much mic work. In the States, sort of, not really.
Right.
But by you got to be on the mic. You got to be busy on the mic.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of DJs are afraid of the microphone in the States. I think so.
True. Not only that, but the audiences, especially in a lot of the mainstream spaces, they kind of just don't want to hear it a lot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
I even I saw a complaint while I was watching Ultra this weekend. It was somebody's set. It could have been Timmy Trumpet or somebody, and there was a comment like somebody was like, "Oh, why is he talking so much?" or something like that. And I always thought that that's kind of what like EDM was missing, you know?
Right.
Like,
I saw that comment during Swedish House Mafia set too.
Yes, yeah, I think that's probably where it was as well. Yeah, and I kind of thought that that's what it was missing. I felt like that's how Diplo and Major Lazer, especially, like, that's how well she's always able to kill it during his performances because they're so interactive. You know? But yeah, apparently that people don't like that. So I also had to learn to tone it down a bit when I get into those spaces. If I play a big room or a big club or something like that, like I kind of have to be mindful of how much I talk
I think that's
during my
maybe
sets.
a testament to if it ain't broke, I guess.
Yeah.
They don't like some people just don't like change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Which is wild because a techno show, I don't even know if there'd be a microphone in the
There
DJ
Yeah,
booth.
exactly.
there wouldn't even be a microphone in the room.
They're like, microphone for what? You know?
yeah,
It's so interesting though, because different spaces you go to, it's obligational at a bottle service spot. You have to have a mic to be like, we got a birthday or whatever.
okay,
People
yeah,
always
yeah,
shout that out. But maybe like a house show, a techno show, something along those lines. I don't know if I've ever, if ever, maybe the only
Maybe like
time
an
I've seen it,
introduction,
yeah,
yeah,
an intro for
like
a
a boiler
DJ.
room style introduction, the
Yeah,
beginning and the end.
yeah.
Here they
That's
are. Thank you for coming.
that's about it. No last call or anything. Just give them thanks and then you're out. It's wild though, man.
It's some
Because
Fat Man Scoop style mic work in the
I feel
house.
like New
The
York
house
is a lot
clothes.
of microphone. New York is
yeah,
a lot of microphone
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Miami is a good amount of microphone as well.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then you get into some of these other places that are just too cool, like Berlin. You wouldn't see a microphone anywhere in Berlin. Like for what? Maybe a live performance. That's the only thing I can think
Even in
of.
open format, like when East Coast guys come out here and they use a lot of mic, I've heard people complain like, "Oh my god, he's on the mic too much."
It's too much microphone. Yeah.
So
Really?
like, I think they tone it down when they get over here, on even to
Yeah.
this side of the country.
Microphone's the glue that ties it all together.
I
I
think there's
mean,
an art to being to mic work.
Oh,
Pause.
There's a way.
100%.
There's a way to do it. Yeah, there's a way to do it.
100%.
yeah.
I see some guys do it, and I'm like, oh my god, like incredible. Like, who's I want to shout some guys out. Mel Star.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Mel Star is a microphone god. Uh, who else is really good on the mic? Your Phenom's good on the mic.
I'll try to.
It's weird as hell to me because I see you on the mic and I don't know that person. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
But it's such a part-time thing,
Yeah.
to where I feel like I have a different voice on the microphone. Like, you have like the royalty voice when you hop on,
Yeah.
because you're like you don't want to you want to command the room
Yeah.
still. I saw Pete Tong and Derek Carter play back to back, where Pete opened for Derek, and Pete did the proper Pete Tong to Derek Carter introduction. And so last song for Pete Tong, he goes, Pete gets on the microphone, he goes, now a spectacle like you've never seen before, the hometown hero. You know him, you love him. Ladies and gentlemen, the epitome, he breathes house music, the legend himself, Derek Carter. And I was just like crying in the crowd.
Yo, can you record that drop for me?
Yeah.
Just do that
like
for me.
like an essential mix Pete Tong drop where
Yeah.
you're like,
So sick.
there's no one cooler. Like,
Yeah.
what could I possibly say on the microphone? People be like, whatever. And you hear stuff like that.
Hello.
Yeah.
Is this thing on?
And I think even Derek was like, dude, chill. Like, chill. Because Derek is just like, we show up, we get the job done.
Yeah.
I do it better than anyone else, no problem. And then we pack it up and we see you later. And I think even him, he was just like, you're making me blush right now. Like, it's time to get busy, And I'm like,
That's dope though.
that's the dopest shit, like to see basically an essential mix intro live.
Yeah.
Yeah, in real life.
I was just like, I was dumbfounded. I was also pretty drunk during that time. So. That's another
made it better, it's all good.
podcast. Yeah. Puffy, we're going Tupac or Biggie. Who you got? And regionally, did one do better than another?
Um, My personal preference, I probably listen to more Biggie than Pac.
Mm.
Believe it or not.
What was that song? I got a story to
I think I
tell.
was more.
Yep.
Me in general, I think
So good.
I was more influenced by the East Coast anyway,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
um, musically. So yeah, I would have to go Biggie.
Mm. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Michael.
Easy,
Easy.
quick.
I love
quick.
the easy in that one
Easy.
because that's one's never.
That's the
Michael
one
for
that
me.
ties people up.
Yeah.
Michael for me though. I don't know.
Easy. Mariah or Whitney?
Yeah, that was a hard one, but I might have to go Mariah, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Last but not least, Outkast or Hall & Oates?
Outcast.
Easy.
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 East Coast. East Coast.
East Coast. That's the lightning round. That's the lightning round.
Actually, no. Hall and Oates is
made
the
it.
East Coast in that one.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Philly.
Hall and Oates are Philly guys,
Oh yeah, huh? Yeah.
and
Outkast is down
Outcast from the
south.
South.
Yeah. I guess you could say Atlanta's East Coast. It is on the eastern side of the United States.
Yeah.
I have just a couple questions that I wrote down that I was curious about. Top 3 all-time Caribbean songs as viewed by DJ Puffy.
Mm.
Doesn't have to be in order. Doesn't
Yeah.
have to be in order.
That was hard, man.
Hit us with three
Top
like
three
national anthems.
All-time Caribbean songs.
According to the book of Puffy.
It's Caribbean, you say, this all of Jamaica, everything,
Do you want us to narrow it down? Make it Barbados?
We can narrow it
This might
down.
be a little too easy. I like Caribbean because it's more of a challenge. So I'll go with Bam Bam Rhythm,
Mm-hmm.
Rupee Tempted to Touch,
Mm.
Still goes
And-
off.
Mm. Still.
and Kevin Little Turn Me On.
Yeah, still goes off.
Woo!
Yeah.
All 3 of those.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the fucked up part.
Go on.
All 3 of those are early, middle, and late in a
Yeah.
set. You could get away with those anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could open the night with those and
Yeah.
then take people on the voyage. It could be the
Yeah.
peak of the night.
It could be the last song of the night,
It could
too.
be the last songs that you could play Tempted to Touch to send them home.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's a bulletproof list.
Mm,
I didn't
yeah.
expect anything less. I knew it was going to
And
be
also
a bulletproof list.
different eras, kind of. I like
Yeah.
that. That was
Bam
a
Bam
good
is
pick.
90s.
Mm.
And then
I like that list. That's a good 3. That's a really good 3.
That's a
Yeah.
great 3.
As a tourist, man, not from the Caribbean.
You feel that. But I mean, just on paper too. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
on paper too. And I mean, it's proven in the field, as y'all said. Like you
Yeah.
can play those anywhere at any time.
Yeah.
Don't matter. It's a good vibe.
Yeah. You could play it in a corporate setting. You could play it at a
Yep.
at
Tried
a
and
ratchet
tested.
spot. You could
Yeah.
play it at, you could even play it in like a house music. You can fit that into a house music set easily.
That's a stretch, but we'll see.
Oh no, you can fit that in.
I'll
Maybe
challenge
Bam
you.
Bam.
I'll-
Yeah.
See,
Yeah. I don't know.
I wouldn't.
Puffy, I want you to rank these 3 people. Puffy the DJ, Puffy the tennis player, and Puffy the model.
Mm.
Y'all did y'all research on this shit. Yeah. This is in terms of my preference or proof. Statistics or
No, we go with your preference. We don't have
my personal preference.
Sure. Yeah. What garnered the most money? Tennis player
There you
or
go.
model?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely made more money DJing than anything else. I'll give you 2. So statistics would be DJ Tennis, modeling. My personal preference would be tennis, DJ, model.
Mm.
Okay.
Modeling crept in at 3 on both lists.
Oh,
there.
both
I
lists.
didn't really enjoy it. It was kind of a very judgmental space. I didn't really enjoy it.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Did you finish your international business management degree yet?
No, I didn't.
Okay, still coming. TBD.
I mean,
Possibly.
Possibly.
Things are going too good. You don't need to worry about that.
I think I have enough experience.
There you
in
go.
the field to
Yeah.
cancel out, the
Yeah,
this
definitely.
degree.
Yeah. No, I love that.
Not saying that these things are not relevant, because they absolutely are, and the knowledge that I've acquired from university, I definitely apply it to all of my businesses to this day.
Right.
You know, everybody's life is different, and life happens to people in different ways, and that's just how it panned out for me. So
Book's closed, but there's a bookmark in it.
Yeah.
man.
I like that. A dancing bookmark.
Yeah.
Just bounce into the beat.
Yeah.
Business law was one of my favorite courses.
Mm.
And it's really interesting because like all of my contracts and everything, like everything that comes across the desk, I read it myself, So,
Mhm.
and I obviously I understand all the jargon and everything. So
Mhm.
yeah, man.
What was that point that you felt it was time to get management? Like as a
I
DJ,
had
because a lot of
management
people
from the beginning,
really.
from when I started to like actually do like playing like commercial spaces.
Mhm.
Mm.
So my manager Matthew, and then we had my friend that used to help me out, Dawn. They were both very instrumental in making sure that I don't get bullied in certain spaces when I was younger, stuff like that. Making sure I get paid and making sure I'm taken care of.
Mm.
Yeah.
Want water, that kind of thing.
Mm.
Late
Mhm.
stages, like Dawn was the one to go on. She would always like be the liaison between the promoter, the club owner, and myself. So yeah, man, I think I always had somebody to guide me.
Mm.
So
Which
yeah,
is
man.
wild because essentially you started by necessity of them needing a DJ, right? That's was your first big gig at Carnival. Is that correct?
Yeah, kind of. It was just kind of an opportunity, like I was never really the type of person to say no to something. We needed a DJ. I was marketing manager for a youth band, and as you know the story. They needed a DJ, somebody to cover the first couple hours, and I was like, well, yeah, I play music on the side. Let me just do it so we could cut costs. And that's what it is. The guy who's my manager, Matthew, he was chilling in his space, and he heard me playing. He was like, "Oh, who are you?"
Mm.
Like, "Yeah, just filling up some space till the real guys get here."
And the
He
rest
was
is
like,
history,
"Yo,
man.
come through this next day, do a little tryout." I did that. I got the job, and then it just continued from there.
Mm. I wanna talk just quickly about the 2016 Red Bull 3 style and the impact of being the wild card. It was a video submission that put you on that stage that it was a shot in the dark that eventually led to a national title. What was that prep going into it? Because you're submitting this video and it's kind of like, we'll see, to the next week you're like, we got to bring that as hard as possible.
Well, first of all, it wasn't the next week.
Oh yeah, a couple, yeah.
It was a long wait.
Yeah.
It felt like a long wait. Let me tell you.
Sure.
I think it was like September or something, and I think I made that submission in the summer or something like that.
Mm.
So yeah, it was definitely longer than a week.
Mm.
But it's like my preparation for anything else, like obviously I play a lot of sports like coming up, so I look at everything like as a sport. Even the industry now of music, like I prepare for things like that, competitions, like if I'm in a sport. So just like how athletes, they gotta go to training.
Yeah.
When I was training for tennis, I would go to training in the morning, then go to school, and then go to training in the evening. I would do the same thing practicing for three styles. So
Mm.
when I found out that I was going, it was like, all right, cool. What does the training schedule look like? How many times do I want to practice this routine to make sure is bulletproof, you know? And I kind of was just like, yo, I'm dedicating all of my time and my energy to this. So yeah, the routine is 15 minutes long. I'll do it once, take a 10-minute or 7-minute break in between. I think it was like a 7 to 10 minute break or a 5 minute break in between, somewhere between somewhere between that. And then I would do it again, and I would just keep going until I get tired, take a break, go eat, come back, see if I could tweak anything, record it, watch it back. You know, I had blocked out spaces for actual like practice. I had blocked out spaces for rewatching and tweaking. And then I had blocked out spaces for seeing if I could change anything or feedback, you know, from whether it be my mentors or friends, stuff like that. So
Mm.
yeah, man, I look at this thing like a sport. B, you gotta train accordingly.
It's no joke. And I wanted to ask the follow up: would you do it again now that you've won? Would you do it again?
No,
No.
I think yeah, I think it's time to give somebody else an opportunity to experience what I experienced. You know what I mean? Like a
Mm.
platform like that, it was life changing for me.
Mm.
You know, and initially I didn't enter to win. I just really wanted the experience
Mm.
to be amongst, you know, all of these DJs and all these people, and you know, steel is sharper than steel, you know. So
Mm. Yeah.
once I could have the opportunity to see how these people do things and watch how they perform, something had to rub off on me, you know, even if I didn't win. And I there would definitely be lessons that I could learn to apply to my craft to make me a better DJ and person. So, you know, it would be selfish of me to want to continue to enter things like that. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna lose because you know, there's
Right. Right.
always
Right.
somebody trying to be better. It's just how competitions work, you know. There's just
Mm.
how spaces, whether it's DJing or tennis or track and field, whatever it is, like. But yeah, I mean, just based on what three style has done for me, I would love other people to experience that too. So
Mm.
yeah, man.
I love that. Let me pass it to Neek. We have a couple of housekeeping questions we're going to ask you, and then we'll get you on your way.
Well,
Yes.
what we do around these parts is we like to set our friends up with fast food endorsement meals, a la our friend Bad Bunny and people of the like Sweetie. What I would like to know is what is the DJ Puffy fast food meal and where is it?
The DJ Puffy fast food meal. All right. I'll give you some insight. In Barbados, there is a fast food chain that you cannot get anywhere else in the world.
Mm.
And Halu, you gotta cut me a check for this, eh? Good. But there is a fast food chain called Chefette, right? It's called Chefette. You cannot get it anywhere else in the world. It is Barbadian, is made in Barbados, and the only place you could get it is in Barbados. No other fast food chain can come and overthrow or dethrone Chefette. Many people tried, many failed. All right. You have to go to Chefette when you come to Barbados
Mm.
because you cannot get it anywhere else. And normally I would have a snack box which consists of 2 pieces of chicken, fries, has like a little roll, a bread roll, and I will also have an all beef roti. You know, you guys know
Mm.
what roti is?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, so I would top that off with an all beef roti, and I will try to balance it out with a bottle of water.
Something light for the beverage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I
But
like
yeah,
that you're a bottled water drinker at the fast food, John, because I'm just
yeah,
normally I'm the same way.
word. Yeah,
That's
man.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
like that.
yeah.
Usually we have a strict rule against local, but being that you're an island,
But yeah,
like this
exactly.
is
That's legit.
the Caribbean's different.
Yeah.
The rules are a little bit different. So I
rules are
like,
different.
and plus, like,
I
motherfuckers
don't
from
really eat
I don't
fast
know
food in the
Texas be
States,
trying to
though.
hit
I
us
don't
with some
really.
shit. So this is
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
I
is
don't really
sick.
mess with fast food in the States like that, man.
No.
it's probably best you don't. Our FDA is a little funny, so we be
Yeah.
letting shit slide.
They're not putting
But
any time and love into it like Chefette is. So
Chefette
Yeah.
is a little different, man. Chefette,
Yeah.
you getting some good vibes in there, you know.
I like that.
I don't know. It
That's
sounds like we got to go to Carnival. This sounds
Yeah, we gotta
sick.
go.
Yo, it sounds lit.
Definitely gotta go.
Sweet August,
This conversation's got me itching. We got to go somewhere tropical.
Yeah.
Please do, please. And
Yeah.
if you plan to come, let me know.
Oh,
Oh, no,
100%.
for sure we
yeah.
will.
Hell yeah. Trav, what do you got?
So we are developing our DJ biopic cinematic universe, just like the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the DC Cinematic Universe under James Gunn now. So in this DJ biopic cinematic universe, who is playing DJ Puffy? It could be anybody in the entertainment realm, dead or alive, or animated. So who's playing you?
Playing me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it has to be like a superhero vibes or just
No.
No,
It
it's
could be
just,
any
Any
actor,
actor.
any actress, any
Musician.
any animated
yeah, musician turned
character,
actor.
any musician. Yeah.
It's interesting. I got a couple people, man.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, these guys might be older than me, but so
We can hold an
we have-
audition.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go between Jeff, Will Smith,
Fresh Prince and the
Michael B. Jordan,
Okay. Yes.
let me see who else is there. I think that might be it. Those they're all
I like
actors,
I like the three.
that lineup.
I love
Fresh
the
Prince,
idea. Yeah.
Jazzy Jeff,
And
and
Creed.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
And Creed.
And-
Yeah.
Or Killmonger.
Yeah. They just show up. They need to land this role as DJ Puffy, and they're like,
Jeff might have an advantage, but we'll see.
Right.
Yeah, because he can
Yeah.
make the DJing look real.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's like, that's the hardest thing to do in Hollywood is make the
It
DJ
is.
look real.
It is.
I love that universe where Jeff's the shoe-in and Will or Michael B. Jordan maybe might get a look. We'll see. We'll see
Academy
how it works out.
Award-winning actors might have a chance.
We'll see.
Hey, Puff, one last question. We have our 5-on-5 playlist and we need to add a song. What song do we need to add to it?
One of my songs or anything.
Any song.
Anything.
It could be one of your songs if you want it.
So I'm trying to bring out a song within the next week. So you gotta add that to the playlist. It's called Big Chat.
Oh
Myself
yeah,
and
we'll
Vaughn.
definitely add that
Shameless
next week.
plug.
I like that.
But right now, I'm really into Larry June, man.
Let's go.
That's so crazy you
Yes.
said that, bro. I was
Larry-
gonna
I
do.
listen
Weren't you
to
just
Larry
talking about
June
that?
I was just
every
gonna.
day.
He was gonna be the pick for the matchup today.
Oh.
Do you guys want to do it real quick?
Go.
Let's do it.
Larry June.
We're gonna do it. Fuck it. It'll
The
be real
rare
fast.
double
Larry June.
matchup.
I
all
love
day.
this.
You put him up against Hove. It's Larry June right now.
Woo! You hear that, Trav? You hear that,
Chill,
Trav?
relax.
Yeah, chill. Hey,
Relax.
everybody calm down.
Relax.
Everybody relax.
Today on Tuesday, March 28th, 2023, it's Larry
Yes.
June right now.
Oh,
Woo!
man.
Nah, I'm serious. Yo, I'm
Man, that's
actually trying to go.
blasphemous.
I'm trying to go see him. I'm gonna be in Chicago in June, and he has a show on the 14th. So I
Oh,
play on
okay.
the 10th. I think I'm purposely gonna stay in Chicago just so I could go to that show.
That's
I
awesome.
mean, that's a good move.
I'm a
though.
fan.
That is a good move.
I'm gonna be in the pit and everything, man.
Bigger than Hove, Trav.
He
Bigger
said
than
bigger
For
than
Hove
me
Hov.
today,
Yeah,
today.
he gonna
Larry
relax on
June.
that, but
So
that's
it's
okay.
What's
like
the Larry
you
June
wanna
song we're
know?
putting on the playlist?
It could be smoothies.
Mm.
It
Okay,
could
Okay.
Smoothies in
be
'91.
could be the what's it called?
That one with
The
Pilo is fire
89
too.
what's the thing?
89 Earthquake.
89 Earthquake. Yeah. That's the new one. 60
Yep.
Days is really good, but I prefer 89 Earthquake right now.
So the
Um
matchup today was gonna be I hate that I'm even doing this because I'm just blowing it for another one for
Not
another
really.
episode.
Nah.
Larry June versus Dom Kennedy.
nah, Larry June all day, bro.
Oh, I got Larry June on that one though.
Yeah.
It's Larry June all day.
I
Larry
love Larry
June,
But
June.
I love Don
Cole,
Kennedy.
my top three right now, Cole, Larry June, and maybe Hove.
Yeah.
And then like it depends on the day though. It depends on the day. So like
The
Kendrick will
weather
swap
plays a
out
big
somewhere
factor.
up in there. Like you know what I
How high
mean?
the windows rolled up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nas sometimes like but Cole, Larry June, Hove.
Mm.
That's fine. Larry June just is currently doing no wrong. I love everything.
I'm like
yeah.
it's just I just relate to what he's saying so much, like the vibe that he's on, and like just him being like himself, like through and through. Like you can't deny that this is who he is.
Yeah.
Like even his I watched his interview on Sway the other day, and he was like he just straight up said, "Yo man, like I make music differently, so I'm really not like the freestyle type of guy. Like, like I've seen other artists go and try to do it and it kind of flop, but he was just kind of like,
He's like,
no,
I'm not
listen,
doing it.
like this is I'm on Sway, so I'm gonna try a thing, but this is not what I do,
Yeah.
And he's just like so much of himself, and like I've also been that in my space, so like and then the preaching the financial education and literacy and just being legit and just being healthy and like he's just in a different lane.
He's
He's
the
not
coolest.
preaching that. He's not preaching what everybody else preaching. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I identify with that so much, and that's why I could listen to him every day and feel like I'm feeding my brain with something cool, and I'm not wasting my cells.
Hell
Is
yeah.
he from? Do you guys know where he's from? He's from Northern Cali. Is he from the Bay?
I think so.
Because that's why I went with Dom, because I always thought Dom was like the LA. Well, I thought, let me rephrase this. I've always thought Larry was the Bay Area Dom.
Okay, that's fair.
Similar flow, subject matters.
Yeah, Larry's from San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always thought like Larry might have been influenced by Dom during Dom's like the yellow tape era.
Yeah, maybe.
I could see it.
They are.
Right.
I can see where you're coming from now.
I'm not saying I don't think Larry bit
No,
Dom.
I know what you're
No.
saying though, but I definitely see where you're coming from now.
I think that's great.
That would have been a good matchup.
Because he's not like a fucking he's not barring up out here.
Yeah.
No.
He's just kicking game. Like he's just cool as fuck on
I
wax.
love it.
And I love that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think Anderson .Paak would be another one that you could pull that off.
I see, yeah, because Anderson, especially like his early stuff with Knowledge,
Definitely his early stuff.
No worries,
just
all that.
cool, like just cool
like
as fuck.
Suede and a Larry June song would be a perfect matchup.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can see that. I think only because the only difference now is after seeing like Anderson .Paak for so long, we know that it was kind of like I don't want to call it an act, but it was a character he was playing for No Worries. Whereas Larry June really is that dude, like that he's rapping.
Larry's that dude, yeah.
Numbers.
Yeah.
Hey.
Puffy, let people know what you got coming up. Anything you want to promote? I know you got the new song coming out. Any shows you have? Chicago, you mentioned, and let them know where they can find you on socials as well.
Yeah, everything is on djpuffy.com. So my website is I actually edited and updated myself, believe it or not. So yeah, everything is pretty much there. I got a new song that I'm trying to finish right now. I sent the stems off this morning, so hopefully by next week. I'm not sure when you guys can make this live, but follow me on Spotify, please and thanks. I would love for you guys to hear it. It's like a dance hall UK hip hop fusion ish, like I kind of find it hard to make genres. I kind of just make whatever is best for the song. So hope y'all enjoy it. It's called Big Chat.
There
Yes,
it
right
is.
there.
Boom.
There it
Um
is.
yeah, djpuffy.com. All my tour dates are there. I'm heavy on YouTube. I'm very active on Instagram, on all socials actually. So yeah, thanks a milli. Appreciate
Yeah,
y'all.
man.
Yo, thank
Thanks
you,
for having
Puffy,
me
for
on,
real,
fellas.
man.
Thanks,
Absolute
bro.
blast.
Thank
We
you.
love that.
Thank you.
We
Thank
love
you.
Yeah.
DJ Puffy, ladies and gentlemen.
Puffy.
Yes.
Bow.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. We will be back next week with another episode. I think we have it narrowed in. I think Arcade's going to be joining us next
Ooh,
week.
okay.
Oh man, that's
yeah.
Okay.
Good guy. Good guy.
Yeah, I kind of want to. I think we're leaning towards that area. So make sure y'all stick around for that. This episode will be up on Monday, along with most of our episodes. They usually pop up on Mondays, so be on the lookout for that. Until then, unless anyone has anything they need to add.
Yeah, we are going to add
Okay.
some things here. Jonathan Majors, guilty until proven innocent, right? Damn.
Guilty until proven innocent? I don't even know, bro.
I don't know either.
know.
I don't know either,
know.
Neek. I don't know either, man.
This one
It's not
sounds
looking
fucked
good.
up.
It's
I
not
don't even want
looking
to
good
talk
for
on
the
that.
man.
I don't even want to talk on that.
It's not looking good. But big thanks to Puff though. Big thanks to Puff, man. I met him. Yo, straight up though, I met him at South by Southwest at Parlor Room, man, and we got to chatting it up, and I was just like, yo, jump on the pod with us, and here we are 2 weeks later,
Hell
man.
yeah,
So,
Puff. Thank you,
Puff,
man.
man,
For real.
appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Puffy. We look forward to seeing you in the States, man, and I might line up with you when you're in Chicago. So we're gonna try to make
All right,
that happen.
mad. Wicked.
Much love. We'll see y'all later. Until then.
Peace.